Well, hello, my name is Ray from AppliCad Software. Today I want to look at our software quickly, showing how we can estimate quantities for a roof and apply established pay rates for labour and materials to complete the work. Like most programs today, our software has way more functionality than most people need. But let's concentrate on the basic principles of establishing a quotation for our customers and documentation for the installers. The first step is to construct the roof geometry, and we usually do that from an architectural plan. So if I open up an architectural plan, and let's do this fella here. So by reading the architectural plan into the underlay of our screen, we can verify the information that's been provided. So we give a quick look to make sure everything we need. It looks pretty right there. We have an overall dimension which we will now use to scale the underlay image so that we are actually working at full size. So let's now measure the length of that dimension. And zoom right in so that we get the exact number. Now it's just as well we did check it because it's come in at 24 meters and we know it's to be 17020. So we hit scale and now the job has been rescaled. So everything we do on the model now will be at full size. So the next step is to then trace the outline. So it's simply a matter of specifying that we're snapping to multiples of 5mm, so rounding it to the nearest 5mm. It's pretty accurate for building purposes. And zooming into the corners of the wall, pretty straightforward process really. We're just tracing around the perimeter. And the closer you get, the more precisely you can select the corner. And we get to the second last corner. We started over there and we went around, we got to here. We have a function in the software that provides our very first check that we've done the right thing, and that is close square. Now in closing square, the software has figured out those last two dimensions, and if they don't match the plan, I've made a mistake in digitizing, or there's a mistake in the plan. Now if I find a mistake like that, there's absolutely no point going further without checking with the source of the information to make sure that we're working on the right version of the job. Let's assume that we're okay. And so now we look at setting the parameters for this roof. The first thing we're going to do is specify the material. We're going to do a metal roof. The story number relates to, well, this is a single story structure, so that affects the pay rate. So we'll use the single story pay rate. The pitch of the roof, I believe the pitch of this roof was 25 degrees. I read that from the specification sheet. Now I need to measure the overhang. As we don't know that, we can measure that from the plan. So it looks like it's going to be pretty close to 450, so let's make that 450. Eave height, well, that's probably 3150. And the rafter spacing, that's used by the software to calculate rafter brackets and gutter clips. And whatever the eave is going to be, so fascia and gutter only, fascia only, or nothing. Let's do fascia and gutter. And we hit OK. And we don't need to change any other functions of the roof, and we hit continue and the roof is built. Now we have a three-dimensional model of our roof that looks pretty much like a roof should look like. It matches the plan that's been provided by our customer perfectly. All the lines match up with the lines on the drawing. We're pretty much good to go. Now given that this matches the plan okay, we can probably hide the plan now and concentrate on the 3D model. The next step after we've constructed the model of the roof is to check that it's correct. We want to check first of all the line categories. The software knows what all the lines are. It does that automatically, and as a consequence, when I calculate my price, I'll get the right price for the valley and the right price for the hip and fascia and gutter and what have you. So if all the line types are correct, I can get to the next stage, turn that off. I can then dimension overall, so check those against the plan. Once again, always check. The more we check, the more chance we get it right. Then we do the overall measurements up the slope. in 3D. That's if I ran a tape up that valley, I will get very close to 5.5 meters, and I can show the roof pitch, verify I've got the correct roof pitch. Most mistakes we see are made because we use the incorrect roof pitch and all the panels are too long or too short. And last but not least is a summary of all the roof quantities. That tells me the volume of the attic space, the area of the roof, and it shows me the length of all the roof features. And if I need to check that, I can simply double click this button out here and the two valley lines flash at me. Or the hips, show me all the hips flash at me. This is important checking stuff so that when we provide a price for this job, that we're actually pricing the correct information. Once we're satisfied that everything is correct, we then go up to our reporting menu and we select the net only pricing model, and we get a dollars per square for the roof. We get a dollars per linear meter for each of the features of the roof. So we've got a labor rate and a material pay rate, and then we select print and select the category of material, and the color hasn't been determined yet, and then we select the template that we want to print. Let's go to our quote form and hit OK, and the quote form is printed, and it does that by opening up the template and filling out the form in Microsoft Word, and that's happening underneath. So it's filling out the form and providing us with our quotation for our customer. So that's the basic process. It's quick and easy and 100% accurate. So it's all about being able to reproduce the price technique, get the right price for the right materials for the right job, and we're done. Thanks for your time, and if there's any questions, feel free to call us at any time.